Hey, Carl. In the return of the home studio, the news that I have to bring our audience is that Amrita Ahuja, Block CFO, formerly Square, is joining the board of Airbnb. Now, I've talked to Brian Chesky in the past about what he looks for in a board member, and he says that he really wants someone that challenges him and his company, and he's sort of shameless in asking for advice, which could make Ahuja a particularly interesting choice. We know that Square, now Block, has gone all in on Bitcoin and the blockchain, and she's personally advocated for it as well, making the argument earlier this year that every major company should have some Bitcoin in its war chest. And when you take a look at Airbnb's cash reserves, they've grown to $8 billion from about $2.5 billion at the start of the pandemic. Of course, they've had an IPO in that time. But beyond the potential of sort of crypto reserves, I've talked to Chesky also in the past about his thinking on crypto. And he has made the argument that Airbnb and crypto are not that dissimilar, and that Airbnb uses this distributed model to make the economics available for more people. So he's very interested in it. And this move by adding Amrita Ahuja, the Block CFO, formerly Square CFO, to the board could be really interesting in terms of crypto and payments and a bunch of other things, guys.
I think that's so fascinating, Dee. I mean, you think about her experience at Square, obviously association with Dorsey, but it would be interesting if you had a sort of a contingent of CFOs who were becoming almost evangelists for crypto and were sort of getting that word through various companies on which they do serve on the board, like this one.
Yeah, and I keep going back to the fact that one of the most interesting things about that Airbnb S1, the IPO about 1 year ago, was how much of its searches and its growth is organic. A lot of the other OTAs, online travel agencies, they rely on Google, but Airbnb has been building its own ecosystem throughout its history as a company. More than 90% of searches happen directly through Airbnb, not through Google. So it's kind of this company that could potentially be ripe for this sort of decentralized method of having people book their trips, or just in the whole crypto ethos. And it'll be interesting. We'll talk to Brian Chesky, I hope, in the new year about what his thinking is on this, a little more on that.